Because on this night in Toronto, the 21-year-old from Quezon City wasn't just playing tennis, she was making history. The lights at Sobeys Stadium burned bright over center court. All 10,000-plus seats packed to the rafters. Philippine flags draped over railings, hanging from the upper deck, waving from every corner of the building. And when that final point dropped, the roar that followed didn't sound like a tennis crowd, it sounded like a nation. Eala had just done what no Filipino tennis player had ever done, reached the quarterfinals of a WTA 1000 event. And she didn't just survive to get there, she dominated. She dismantled Tokyo Olympic gold medalist Belinda Bencic in a performance so composed, so commanding, that the tennis world had no choice but to stop what it was doing and pay attention. This wasn't a close match. This wasn't a comeback. This was a statement. But to understand just how stunning this moment was, you have to understand what Bencic had already been through. Hours before stepping onto that court against Eala, the Swiss star had survived one of the most brutal matches of her season, a 3-hour and 26-minute war against American Taylor Townsend. She'd been pushed to the absolute edge, fending off breakpoints while serving at 5-5 in the deciding set. The final score read 6-7, 7-5, 4-6, a gutting, grinding, exhausting win, and the cameras caught more than just the tennis. During a changeover, Bencic's frustration boiled over. She snapped at her coaching team, including her husband and fitness coach Martin Chodak, with a raw, unfiltered outburst. "Can you man up and be loud? Yes, you, shut up." The tension in her camp was impossible to hide. She got through it. She survived. But the cost was enormous. By the time Bencic walked out to face Eala, her legs were heavy, her decisions hesitant, her rhythm gone. Earlier in the tournament, she'd looked sharp, dispatching Sloane Stephens 6-3, 6-1 without breaking a sweat. But this was a different Bencic. Weathered, worn down, and waiting across the net was someone who had no intention of showing mercy. Eala came into this match with 7 straight wins and the kind of momentum that can't be manufactured. She'd already captured her first WTA title just days earlier in Washington, D.C., a run that reads like a highlight reel. She beat Olympic gold medalist Jung Qinwen in the first round, avenged a heartbreaking loss at the 2023 Asian Games, dethroned defending champion Leylah Fernandez, took apart world number 10 Elena Svitolina in straight sets, then stunned 4-time Grand Slam champion Naomi Osaka, then defeated world number 3 Jessica Pegula in a rain-soaked final that stretched across 2 days. That alone would have been enough to announce her arrival on the world stage. But Eala didn't stop in Washington. She came to Toronto with barely 24 hours to rest and kept right on winning. She beat Alicia Parks, the same player who had defeated her at the Australian Open, in a gritty 3-set battle. Then she survived a dramatic encounter with Katie McNally, rolling her ankle in the second set, getting it taped mid-match, and still finding a way to close it out 6-3, 5-7, 6-4 in 2 hours and 39 minutes. "I think I survived that one," she said afterward, laughing. Against Bencic, there was no surviving. There was only winning. From the very first point, Eala dictated everything. Her footwork was sharp, her ground strokes precise, her decision-making flawless. She broke Bencic's serve repeatedly, neutralized every tactical shift the Swiss veteran attempted, and never, not once, let her settle into a rhythm. 8 consecutive wins, 8 opponents, 8 different challenges, and Eala answered every single one. Her record against top 10 opponents now sits at 9-4, a stat that puts her name alongside Steffi Graf, Martina Navratilova, and Monica Seles in the history books. And she's doing all of this at 21 years old. Let that sink in for a second. But the story of what's happening in Toronto goes way beyond the scoreboard. The Greater Toronto area is home to more than 270,000 Filipinos. And for this tournament, they showed up, all of them. Tickets to Eala's matches sold out in under 30 minutes. Fans who had never attended a tennis match in their lives drove hours to be inside that stadium. They packed the 10,000-seat center court and turned it into something no Canadian Open director had ever witnessed. Adobo replaced chicken teriyaki at the stadium's food stall, a mid-tournament menu change made specifically in tribute to Eala and her supporters. Tournament director Carl Hale called it unprecedented. "It's the first time I've ever heard of a tournament changing a food offering halfway through just because of a player." After her win over Alicia Parks, Eala grabbed the microphone and spoke directly to the crowd. In Tagalog, Kamusta, Toronto? The stadium shook. Nakikita ko kayo linggo-linggo na sumusuporta sa akin. Napaka-proud kong maging Pilipino. Mahal ko kayo. Hundreds of flags went up at once. People who had held it together all night finally let themselves cry. Because this wasn't just about tennis anymore. It never really was. Filipino-Canadian journalist Diane Reyes, who covered the matches courtside, said it best. The loudest I have ever heard. It felt like I was in the Philippines. Play-by-play commentator Mark Pecci, calling the match for the WTA's worldwide TV feed, paused after one of Eala's wins and said, "It's the kind of noise that accompanies a Grand Slam win. And this is just the second round here in Toronto." Community leader Rosemary Seaboard told reporters what makes Eala so beloved isn't just the winning. It's the way she carries herself.